This is the Making Noise podcast. For composers who just got out of school and they're starting their career, what is one issue that you would like to just, if you could just tell all of them, be like, you need to stop thinking like that or stop doing this thing because, like, you know, what I'm asking? Like,
I think so. I think I usually don't think about what to stop.
mm-hmm.
I more think about what to start doing. So I feel like I rarely consider bad behaviors or behaviors that we need to cease, but more I like to think about behaviors that we need to take on. And, obviously one of the things I've been speaking a lot about with young artists is just the financial side, like just start budgeting, treating your personal finances as your business finances, right? Getting used to that. So as you freelance or as you have variable income, which is going to be most of everybody's reality, you can handle it intelligently, no matter the level it's at, whether you have very little money or you have enough money or you have a lot of money. You want to be able to handle it appropriately, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a big one. I try to get people working early on, kind of even pre-careers, start it in college. The other thing is just like, I guess, not waiting for permission to do something. So many people are like, I'm just going to get my degree and then I'll go do this. Like, you're an artist. Like, nobody has a job interview for an artist that says, what was your GPA?
Right.
It's like you're either an artist or you're not. You don't need a degree to determine that. You just need to do something or start something and then keep doing that or shift it based on how that last one went. It's, I think our education system has kind of put us in this approval-based relationship with our careers, where we're seeking the next certification or the next job or somebody to say, you can do this. And the arts world doesn't have that. There's still those pieces like orchestral auditions and like competitions, but you also don't need to follow that path this day and age to build your own career. And so I always tell people just to start doing it, start in college, start before you graduate, before you're a real adult, just start it, and like we talked about earlier, that slow growth, start with one thing, then say, well, how can I maximize that one thing? If I write one piece of music, can I get that one piece of music performed? Can I then get that one piece of music registered for ASCAP or BMI? Can I then, make sure I have a sellable score of that? Can I get a second performance? This is all just with one piece of music, right? And can I build in these little patterns of behaviors and systems that over time end up maximizing each little thing I do? Like Garrett Hope talks about on his Portfolio Composer podcast, just that creating those assets, right? That we can do stuff with and continue to benefit from so that we can live, right? So that we can make enough money to live and be functioning adults. That's all we want,
What I love about what you're saying right here is it totally reflects in everything that you've done in your career and what we talked about earlier in the podcast.
Everything I've stumbled through, right?
Right. Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, it makes me think a little bit too with the trajectory of a composer's career starting as a student, right? So typically as a composer, we start in academia in undergrad, and then we go into grad school and stuff, right? And one thing that I've kind of noticed, but I know it has been popping up a lot more, like with you, for example, is not a lot of college music programs have entrepreneurial or like career service, counseling or classes and stuff.
Yeah.
And part of what you were saying about seeking for approval and whatnot, I kind of wonder if how much of that approval is also embedded in the way that college music programs are designed. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's our entire education system, intentionally or unintentionally, has this problem. To where you're asked to learn something and you do, and you're asked to produce a replica of that or a synthesis of that and you do, and you require immediate feedback to see how you did. The artist's life, you don't get immediate feedback, if any, truly honest feedback, right? You don't always, especially when it's self-produced stuff, you don't always get the approval, right? This is why like composer calls for scores and competitions are attractive, because if you get accepted, it's almost like you're validated. But the funny thing is, nobody needs that to have a successful career, right?
That's totally true.
What if you cut out the competition? I mean, still apply for them. I apply for them especially when they don't cost any money, or if it's a really good opportunity. Why not? But like, what if you just cut out the competition and you approach the people making music that are performing recitals and say, hey, can I write for you? Or, hey, do you want to go in on this grant together and commission something? It's the same process. It's just you're in control, right? You're not waiting for somebody to say yes. And if you are, it's a shorter time frame. It's not a competition with a panel and months of reviews. So, I mean, the education system kind of unfortunately creates these environments where we're looking to get that grade. We're being guided through these learning steps, which are helpful for knowledge and for the sheer sake of learning, which I'll always agree with. It's a wonderful opportunity. But it doesn't help us craft a career.
Yeah.
The skills do. The experience does. Our colleagues do. Our professors do. But the container it's put in doesn't help us see the pathways to a career all the time.